Wait, did you believe that Rasheeda was the victim in this soap opera about love and hip-hop? Oh sweetheart, slow down. Because she was hurling daggers at Yandy Smith for supposedly pillow chatting while she was out here, Tasha K just played the largest and most obvious card in reality TV history regarding her marriage. Let's simply say Rasheeda's hands are also unclean. Suppose I told you that the boss woman who was shouting treachery on video was behind the scenes, conducting her own dubious little business. Leaked communications, covert meetings, and rumors of influence cultivating with the producers. Yes, it's sloppy and juicy. Moreover, Tasha K, sis spilled more than just tea. She poured it over everyone's lace front, tagged it, and brewed it. More twists were added to this story than Kirk's Father's Day Instagram direct messages. From side-ebb sabotage to phony friendships. This isn't just another catfight, so fasten your seatbelt. This is war on reality TV. And someone is going to be severely burnt when the receipts are this hot. Presently, who is the true snake in this situation? I wonder, is Tasha K playing for DHS with everyone? Or is it Rasheeda or V? Keep an eye out. Because the truth will soon be revealed. And it's outrageous, darling. So, you believed that hip-hop and love were only about Wednesday night drama, weddings, and wigs. False. This is what we have. A full-fledged battlefield. And Tasha K, the very queen of disorder, simply lit the entire thing on fire. Who do you think is choking on the smoke? Frost, Rasheeda, the boss girl, indeed. The same woman who has been sobbing through Kirk's never-ending side is mispressed. ATL Yandy Smith was recently killed by Baby Saga. The bullet ricocheted, baby, because there was a narrative twist. Rasheeda, not even Mona Scott Young could have predicted it. After accusing Yandy Smith of being cunning and dragging her through the mud with Mendeecees' hand, which she ultimately revealed, is messier than her marriage receipts. Let's go back, in time to the circus, with Yandy Smith, the queen of serene edges, well-chosen quotations, and Buffett are at the heart of this treachery, so smooth that it ought to be against the law. Rasheeda, on the other hand, has been pulling Kirk along, like a carry-on suitcase for 10 consecutive seasons. And lastly, the unofficial federal agent on the internet, Tasha K, drinking tea so hot that the steam destroyed her phones. Here's what happened now. Yandy Smith had allegedly been pillow conversing with her sidekick. Not only about her brand, or even her company, but also about not just any tea, but the darkest secrets of Rasheeda, are discussing family drama, boutiques, and off-camera pairings. Beef, and other sensitive information that even Kirk was probably unaware of. How did all of this leak? Enter Tasha K. I received the receipts. Miss, I'm not afraid of no one. Let me go live quickly, miss. In addition to telling the streets, she essentially gave a TED lecture with audio notes, screenshots, and purported direct messages. We said alleged with a side eye so large it requires its own Instagram account. To put things in perspective, Rasheeda and Yandy Smith were meant to represent the sisterhood of the traveling poor choices, the ride or die of the reality world, and they matched events, collaborative panels, birthday postings, and the entire boss chick beginning set. However, underneath the glitzy filters and phony, this sisterhood was decaying like a press-on nail left in a sauna. Hugs Tasha claims that although Rasheeda was out here protecting Yandy Smith's spiritual, Yandy Smith was reportedly giggling in her sidegeist arms, not only behind her back, while she was married and grieving over Kirk's 8th midlife crisis. That's the same individual who, incidentally, appeared overnight, like a plot hole. He is a ghost, 1 week, then the next week, he's received a reunion invitation and a public relations team. Make sense of it. However, this is where things start to go crazy. As if it were Sunday supper, the crowd devoured it. Remarks began to fly. Rasheeda has been too devoted to get such treatment. Yandy Smith has constantly been deft with her tongue. We now see why Tasha K hasn't been missed yet. She requires a talk about Netflix. To be honest, they're not incorrect, because Rasheeda's moment of catching, she didn't only confront Yandy Smith behind the scenes after learning of the treachery. She brought the storm to the screen. Oh dear. Producers yelled, "We're not even friends like that," when Rasheeda said, it in a confessional, mother-in-law cold gaze. No more. Boom, it wasn't shade. That was a complete eclipse. However, can you guess who also felt the heat? Rasheeda herself. Because Tasha K returned for seconds and pulled Rasheeda into her own mess. Just when she believed she was the victim, Rasheeda has also allegedly been chatting. Leaks, texts, and a brief relationship with the same Yandy Smith side guy who handles PR employed. What were you doing, girl? Thus, we are forced to wonder, was she also playing both sides? Or was she betrayed? That's what makes chaos in actuality so beautiful. No one is faithful, and everyone is filthy. For a period, and Kendra Robinson chose to speak just when we thought things could get any weirder. Indeed, Kendra, I'm not a warrior, miss, I'm a lawyer, who remained with Jock, had the audacity to speak out as if she hadn't been betrayed in HD, despite having been involved in every scandal short of a federal conviction. As if she were printing contracts, she co-signed Rasheeda's declaration. If you don't, girl, your boyfriend still doesn't know how to remove his direct messages, so sit down with him. However, it goes further because Anonymous consequently Smith is not using a guilt-based tactic by remaining silent. Rumor has it that her crew is recording everything. Old footage from season 6, deleted tweets, and dubious confessionals. Due to it's not only theater when you accuse a lady of cheating on her friends and staging a marriage. That's defamation. Additionally, although Yandy Smith lawyer attended law school, she did not. Thus, producers are in a panic, fan bases are splitting, and legal teams are circling since this wasn't intended to happen. Petty TV was what it was supposed to be. Rather, it became a complete franchise collapse, and this is only the first step. You would think that after Rasheeda's confessional, body upset the whole love and hip-hop community, and attacked Yandy Smith, it would be the climax, isn't it? False. That was only the prelude because, darling, what came after was conflict. Additionally, there is no subliminals, no shadow, and just plain old reality TV combat using blogs, bar receipts, and Anonymous, similar to Black Friday in the rumor department. Sources were pouring out of every corner of the internet. Additionally, in the middle of Naturally, this media, Hurricane Tasha K, the high priestess of petty, the queen of receipts, and the lady who converts chaos into profitable material, as if it were an Olympic competition. This is what Tasha did after that. She went live. And I mean it when I say live, live. Not a gentle introduction. No calming music. No. How are you all tonight? Vitality, from the first second, it was all fire. And what she said reportedly Yandy Smith out, here offering her side man tea on Rasheeda's nuptials while feigning loyalty. Not only ordinary tea, genuine green tea with jasmine, peppermint, and gunpowder. Now remember that side guy we spoke about before. The one who appeared out of nowhere with a complete public relations team and 4,000 Instagram followers. Yes, according to Tasha K's sources, he was the ship. Rasheeda's darkest talking and walking vault on those evenings of the content shoot. Secrets were uttered directly from Yandy Smith's glossy lips. And what secrets do you inquire? Tasha K claims that Yandy Smith little side boo was aware of the Kirk Frost files, so let's discuss them. Months prior to the program airing, Kirk had a recent out-of-town incident. We're discussing times, places, and even what Kirk is accused of leaving a pair of black and red Jordan 1 throwback shoes in the hotel room. Now, how in the world, unless someone close to Rasheeda was doing more than praying for her? Would a man who wasn't even in the primary plot know that? This is when things become pretty complicated. Tasha K disclosed what seemed to be screenshots taken by a production assistant. Leaked communications demonstrating that there was more to this controversy than rumors. Unfortunately, it was brought up in a group chat of Love and Hip Hop cast members, in which Yandy Smith was purportedly discussing Rasheeda as if she were only a fan rather than a friend. One purportedly Yandy Smith post said, sipping like she's the only one who's been, she just plays the victim better. We all have storylines. She cheated. Sorry. Just that sentence set off a little social media earthquake. Yandy was pulled by fans like a failed Fashion Nova sale. No, she harmed Rasheeda. Yandy has consistently shown false loyalty. She never made it legal with Mendeecees because of this. That's why Kirk continues to cheat. He is aware rather than supporting her. His wife's friends are occupied with gossip. But hold on, Rasheeda is also unclean, since as soon as bloggers and admirers began supporting her. You know what happened? Another unnamed source claims that Tasha has a hotline to all of her relatives. Rumor has it that Rasheeda spent weeks preparing her candid take, like a reel scheduled it is word for word. The entire betrayal speech is practiced in the mirror like a Tyler Perry audition. The clothes are coordinated, and the hair is pre-curled. According to one source, she was aware that she would break up with that pal on camera. According to her, she fans were growing weary of her portraying the wounded wife, so she had to change the narrative. Hold on, then. Let's dissect this. Rasheeda's marriage was supposedly the subject of rumor by Yandy. Rasheeda allegedly orchestrated the entire outburst, while feigning surprise. In the meantime, over here Tasha K is recounting how their friendship ended, like Power's next season. Guess who, though, took this seriously? Yandy Smith Group was preparing a lawsuit, a retaliation, or both. In 2 hours, one tweet received 20,000 likes. Yandy has not spoken. She is now allowing the attorneys to speak. Boss energy is that. Not to be overlooked is Kendra Robinson, our favorite third wheel in this catastrophe. Baby girl appeared in when no one emailed her the Zoom link. It seemed as though she had been invited to this feud. She unexpectedly co-signed Rasheeda's, just as if she hadn't been shamed for remaining with Jock. A man who believes that loyalty is a perfume. Throughout the previous season, I told Rasheeda years ago, Yandy was phony, Kendra stated. In a purported leaked DM, you stayed with a man who cheated during your engagement photoshoot. And she just didn't want to hear it. Lady, when your man views monogamy as a team effort, let's avoid using terms like phony. Nevertheless, her remark, this love triangle is now becoming a reality square due to agitated followers. What are the true consequences? Rasheeda's brand is fragile, and Yandy Smith's reputation is on thin ice. Tasha K is booked, busy, and as sneaky as ever, while Kendra's part is irrelevant but complicated. The real kicker, though, is that the production staff for Love and Hip Hop is in full damage control mode since, according to sources, the story grew so huge. Negotiations were allegedly halted by 2 sponsorships, and a reunion seating map had to be entirely rebuilt. And guess what? The reason is that Rasheeda won't film with Yandy Smith until she is assigned a sofa part alone. Let it sink in. This is contractile, not just petty. Changing pandemonium, but Yandy Smith isn't concerned, at least, not outwardly. Silences, adding, if you want to play dirty, I have screenshots, voice notes, and receipts. I know stuff, too. Fans are waiting impatiently to see if this is the start of a legal battle. If further truths come to light, will Rasheeda's boutique-pressed ATL suffer? Will Mendeecees finally speak out to protect Yandy Smith, or is he fed up with being implicated in women's affairs? Because, trust, in this controversy, as Tasha K often says, just when you think it's done, it gets hotter. We haven't even reached the peak yet. We weren't kidding when we stated, this is war, baby. What began as a dubious confessional and a few leaked receipts have now sparked a full-scale media frenzy. With threats of legal action flying, the internet is virtually giddy with anticipation to see who gets cancelled. Like wigs at a reunion. Let's get immediately into the aftermath, since it's more repulsive than Kirk's letters of remorse. Rumor has claimed that reunion filming is in complete chaos. Insiders and one heated Reddit thread claim that Rasheeda has refused to share a sofa with Yandy Smith. Yandy, cool and collected, is requesting her own boss lady part so she can express her truth without interruption. Oh, you want to preach now, sis? Not just snark, not just sound bites, like a lawyer at a news conference is supposedly bringing receipts. Voice records, erased direct messages, and a purported production assistant are all on the table. Assertion that demonstrates Rasheeda's treachery was pre-arranged. And guess who has the inside word? Indeed, Tasha K herself went live once more, showcasing part 3 of her exposé. The internet was more disrupted by Ethan than by Beyond Midnight record release, Tasha said. One of Yandy Smith members of the team contacted me. They warned that if Rasheeda continues to fabricate this story of loyalty, Yandy Smith will put everything on hold. Before any of this ever aired, she vented about Kirk in voice notes and text messages. Do you imply that the woman who was sobbing about betrayal may have been the one who initiated the betrayal plot? And while the women are busy throwing glamorized balls, it's providing checkmate in a lace front. Grenades. The business community is observing and retreating. According to reports, Rasheeda's boutique, pushed ATL, is receiving pressure in the worst manner. Yelp reviews are sarcastic, describing the business as attractive, but they don't convey loyalty. Because of the criticism, influencers openly unfollowed the company on Instagram, and one wig supplier reportedly placed their collaboration on hold. From the show, a beauty PR representative made a phony but convincing remark, saying, "We adore Rasheeda's style, but it's bad for business when your name is associated with treachery and phony alliances." In the interim, surprisingly, Yandy Smith brand is still strong, since her quiet has turned into her hidden weapon, while Rasheeda is engaged in full-fledged emotional warfare. Now that fans are noticing something else, let's stand back and consider what may have happened. Is Yandy Smith's silence a tactic rather than an act of guilt? Sis has launched skincare products and developed an empire by training women. She's not out here looking for clapbacks. She's scheduling speaking engagements, managing artists, and writing lines. She is defending a six-figure and expanding company. So rather than sobbing on Instagram Live, according to several other cast members, she's discreetly negotiating her own spin-off agreement while supposedly letting her legal team handle the heat. Yes, you read correctly. According to sources, a streaming service is thinking about a Yandy plot twist in a DOA series that centers on Black parenting, entrepreneurship, and yes, the fallout from treachery in reality TV. Rasheeda. Treachery was merely leveraged by Rasheeda came for drama, one fan tweeted. Yandy arrived in search of longevity. This is the reason one is spiraling while the others are signing contracts. But hold on, Mendeecees walks in. The conversation. No, let's discuss the man who is at the center of the chaos. Mendeecees notices since he has largely been silent, but according to insiders, he has had enough. Mendeecees has reportedly been urging producers that he wants airtime at the reunion, not to quarrel, but to correct the record on. Rumors have it that he's prepared to drag Rasheeda and Kendra for hauling his marriage into their mess. Mendeecees was informed by a production source that he didn't sign up for all of this. I'm pulling up with the facts if they continue to lie about my wife, he said to executives. And he indicated that he even supposedly has personal communications, family legal documents, and signed contracts stored in a folder named "In Case of Rasheeda." That's how you defend your queen, then. Kendra Robinson is simply out here while Rasheeda and Yandy Smith are trapped in this chess game of who betrayed whom. Girl, you already went viral for sticking with young jock, who believes monogamy is a playlist, and she's embarrassed herself, setting not a life decision. Now you want to criticize as if you hadn't already been betrayed for 3 seasons. In 4K comments are flooding in beneath Kendra's articles. And fans are not having it. How are you evaluating Yandy sis, when your hubby is still unsure of what a fiancé is? Prioritize jock over everyone else. Kendra is making a humiliating attempt to be significant. But you know what? It was successful because even if Kendra didn't contribute anything worthwhile, her name is popular. And producers adore a popular name, regardless of how unimportant the individual is. Therefore, don't be surprised if she is abruptly promoted to the main cast for the upcoming season. The final twist. A leak script. Now pay attention to this shocking revelation. According to Tasha K, an anonymous email she got from a member of the Love and Hip Hop production crew purportedly contains some of the this sequence is pre-planned, as stated in the episode script. The paper that was released claims that Rasheeda's confessional, in which she shaded Yandy on television and iced her out, was written in a plot draft weeks before to production, with beat notes such as Rasheeda pulls Yandy away from near friends. List says we're not as close as we once were, delivers his last statement. If this leak is genuine and we are acquainted with Tasha, then we are no longer even friends in that way. Doesn't play with her tea, then the entire takedown was cleared by the producer, indicating that Rasheeda wasn't deceived. Few people play betrayed for screen time, so let's review the battlefield. Yandy may be remaining mute. Kendra speaking. Rasheeda acting like a victim but reportedly planning the scheme. Lawyered up discreetly securing baggage. Tasha K is controlling the internet with this controversy, as if she owned VH1, loudly and silently. The fans split off like housewives as Mendeecees saw stacking receipts and getting ready to pop off. Reunion, Yandy outgrows the mess and never claps back. Team Tasha K, give that woman a chance. Team Rasheeda, she finally woke up and picked petty. Let's face it, Team Kendra has about 3 members. Emmy and an iced coffee members maximum. This had nothing to do with leaking messages, cheating scandals, or side guys. This was about ego. Kendra wanted to feel important next to a calm Yandy Smith while Rasheeda felt dwarfed by her. Tasha K, who saw the entire disaster and converted it into a profitable turmoil, and the mature lady empire. Thus, the issue is, did Yandy assist, set up the producer trap, or did Rasheeda fall for it herself? Betray her friend or just cease fostering a connection that has already been broken? Does Mendeecees truly perceive someone was lying, whether it was to protect love or simply because they were sick of being blamed? And there you have it, darling. The truth may blow up more like a season premiere when that reunion comes around. People, You just endured a 3-part story about a treachery so sloppy that even Maury wouldn't touch it with a lie detector, with wig-snatching admissions, side guys with starting power, leaking receipts, and a sisterhood that disintegrated more quickly than Kirk's devotion on a Friday. The focus is now on you. Did Yandy Smith actually engage in pillow chat with her guy about Rasheeda's company? Or is Kendra an undercover agent? Or is Rasheeda simply upset that Yandy Smith's quiet silence was more impactful than a full-fledged tirade on Instagram? Villain, or simply disinterested by Jock's refusal to stay at home? And lastly, is Tasha K the exposé queen? Leave your most outrageous theories below. Whether you think it's journalism or simply VH1's unofficial executive producer at this point. Give me all the smoke. I'm talking about fan conspiracy theories, deleted tweets, and zodiac sign analysis. Should Rasheeda apologize publicly? Should Kendra simply go into quiet mode until the next time Yandy releases the receipts folder of Doom season? If you believe the drama is finished, you're mistaken. This is cool and romantic. More tea, more shade, more lace fronts begging to fall off Hop, not Sesame Street. So, hit the subscribe button if you're big on poisonous truth, phony, friend fallouts, and celebrity snark. Like it owes you money. Press that like to ensure you don't miss the next big thing. Ring that notification bell if Rasheeda's boutique needs a makeover. Incident, because in the real world the only thing that is more phony than the drama becomes serious when friendships are involved. Until your next video,